the Music City Miracle of 2024, where you had the #1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, supposedly the best team in the country, after beating the best team in the country the previous week, going into Vanderbilt. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are not familiar with SEC football, Vanderbilt is an outstanding institution of higher learning. They produce phenomenal leaders, doctors, professional businessmen, businesswomen who create business. They are a leader in medicine in this country. But their collegiate football team, which is a part of the SEC, is not a top priority as it pertains to the talent flowing into Nashville. And I say all of that to say they are usually the bottom of the barrel as it pertains to football teams in the SEC, and we all treat them usually like a step, well, I won't say step, like someone who is part of the JV squad. And to lose to an unranked team as the #1 team in the country, when you were favored by 22 plus points, that's one thing by itself. But you lost to Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilt Commodores, who, again, nobody in the SEC has ever taken seriously. Even your own coach put his foot in his mouth by saying the one guaranteed dub in the SEC, no matter when, where, or how, is when you show up in Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores.
When I'm gonna get a chance to speak, man, how long you gonna go? Because first of all, you putting fake news out there. Nick Saban didn't say that. What he said was, if it's the easiest place to play in the SEC is Vanderbilt, and he didn't tell a lie, because normally when you go to a Vanderbilt game, the opponent has more fans there in that stadium than Vanderbilt do. Mm-hmm. Which hence this weekend, Alabama had more fans in the stadium than Vanderbilt did. Hey, with all that being said, we lost. It's a reason why you play the games. You know, if we just went strictly off paper, no games will be played, and we'll go ahead and dub people the winners. This is a golden opportunity for Alabama to lose, coming off that emotional high of beating Georgia the week prior, the #1 team in the nation, and then you come in here and you look past this team. And for those that know me, they watch me every Saturday and Sunday before my teams come on. I talk about the game before, during, and after. Before the game, I said, look, don't look past this team. Vanderbilt had already beat Virginia Tech. They had Missouri on the ropes. They not the Vanderbilt of old, not making no excuses. Vanderbilt came out there and they had to play a perfect game, which they did. They had no turnovers. They controlled the clock. You go look at it. Vanderbilt had the ball for Alabama had the ball for 17 minutes. Vanderbilt had let me make sure I want to get an actual number right, but I think Vanderbilt had for 42 minutes, Vanderbilt had the ball. Even with those 17 minutes, Alabama was able to put 35 points up, but the problem was Alabama couldn't get that offense, the Vanderbilt offense, off the field. They didn't, no adjustments. Again, people ain't never seen that triple option or whatever, not making no excuses, but it's not easy to defend. And a kid that everybody that looked past was over there on the other side at quarterback, and the guy is awesome. If you go check his story out. But when I say this, and I shut my mouth up, because there's so many people talk about, well, if Nick Saban would have been there, people forget the first year that Nick Saban coached the University of Alabama, he was 7-6. And matter of fact, they vacated games, and he ended up being 2-6 in his first year. And he lost to teams that was less let's say established than Vanderbilt. So it is what it is. I think it's the best loss they could have had. Them jokers needed to be humble. It's a lack of discipline over there on that team. That's all I can say. I seen stuff happen this weekend that was disappointing. I don't want to blame it on the coach, but I have to. When I see players out there, they're not being disciplined, they doing stuff, they're kicking balls around, pushing people. The coach tell a player to come up off the field, and he say, I'm staying out here, we got a problem. That let me know we got a problem in the locker room. And I know sometimes people come into an organization and they try to do something a little bit different than the last person did. But sometimes when you're having a culture established, the worst thing you can do is deviate from it. At least, how he said in the military, at least give it 90 days or whatever. And I know it's been more than 90 days, but And I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm done. And Karen said he had a temper tantrum. I'm good. We're gonna be okay.
Yes. The young man who just so happened to be a team captain had a temper tantrum where he committed a personal foul on the tackle that sealed the game. Then he kicks the ball. Then he throws his mouthpiece. The culture is the culture because you have no discipline from the top down. Now, I actually have a question for you, right? Okay. And I beat up on Alabama enough. Troy, you said that Vanderbilt pissed them off because y'all played them next. If you were paying attention, the Alabama defense in the last 6 quarters have shown you that they are not a Nick Saban-led defense, right? DeBoer is an offensive-minded coach. He's always been an offensive-minded coach. He is relying on his defensive coordinator to lead an Alabama type of defense. Now that Alabama type of defense doesn't have Big Brother watching, i.e. Nick Saban, correcting whatever the DC had implemented that game, because we all know Nick Saban ran the defense anyway. Alabama's defense is not a defense that you can be or you should be afraid of. If you have a solid run pass option type of offense, one, you can stay in the game against Alabama as long as you're doing what Vanderbilt did this weekend, control the clock, because Alabama is going to score quickly. You've seen the deep threat between Milroe and Williams. It's like coming to be expected now, at least once, maybe twice a game, where Williams will have a deep touchdown. So it's not like you're going to be able to stop them on offense. The way to beat Alabama going forward as they go into their gauntlet portion of their schedule is to have a good run pass type of game plan on the offense and to manage the clock. Do you see, and here's the question, I lay all of that out to ask you, do you see your defense being what stops y'all from being there in the end?
No, I don't. I still think that Alabama would be in the play. I don't expect Alabama. Hear me out. I don't expect Alabama to win a national championship. Matter of fact, they have far exceeded some people's expectations. Everybody thought that the organization was going to fall completely apart because Nick Saban ain't there. And I'm going to say this. Those people that's not true fans, yeah, they want Nick Saban back. But at the end of the day, I'm a true fan. And I realized, just like when we was in the military, that, hey, when the new person come in, we have to get behind the new person. We got to support the new person. Does he do things the way Nick Saban do it? No. Well, you know what? And I see a lot of former military leaders in here. People came in behind and then do stuff the way you used to do it. It is what it is. I think this was the wake-up call that they needed. This is the embarrassment. And let me not say they. This is the embarrassment that we need. It's the reason why I got my Alabama gear on. I'm not that guy that when we win, it's we won. But when the team lose, they lost. And I ain't saying no names on here, but one of those people out here that he never got to worry about his team losing because he go with all the winners. He got a whole bunch of Alabama gear too. That's all I'm gonna say. And now he's talking about Bama ain't no good no more. Well, you try telling that to the teams that line up in front of Alabama. Maybe they don't strike the fear in many people's hearts, but I guarantee you the rest of the year, it's gonna be some teams gonna be like, damn, Vanderbilt, why y'all do that? Why y'all beat them? Because I'm gonna tell you, I know one team that's gonna go. Hey, they're gonna say, hey, they beat the brakes off us, and I think we spent way too much time here. And that's South Carolina this weekend. I promise you, the outcome won't be the same as it was this past week.
Yes,
and Drew, Troy won't be laughing. I know one person that won't be laughing at the end of it.
Hey, all I can say is I cannot wait till the first Saturday in November, bro. Every year, whether it's at Bryant-Denny Stadium or whether it's at Death Valley. And this year, the party is being hosted by the Red Sticks. So cannot wait till that first Saturday. Let's get it.